We are here on McAfee Knob on this beautiful October day, and I'm here with Graybeard, Dale Sanders. And Dale, I understand you are hiking the Appalachian Trail.
I'm attempting to do it, that's for sure, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull it off. But
Right.
I'll tell you one thing, I'll do it unless something happens that I simply have no control over.
Right.
In other words, I'm not going to pull up and quit.
That's right.
And I, so far, have been real fortunate, and nothing has happened to take me off.
Right. Now tell me about the record you're attempting to break.
Let me build up to that a little bit. In 2014, I was getting a little bit bored with being a river guide after I retired from the Navy. And so I wanted to do something that would be really significant. So I figured out nobody old that paddled the Mississippi River so as to sea. Oldest was 78, and I was turning 80 the next year in 2015. So I planned it and did a world record paddle of the Mississippi River, source to sea. And then the next year, because of that, some people invited me to participate in the MR 340 race, and that is 340 miles across the state of Missouri, paddling human power boat. That is very, very difficult to do because you're racing against the clock. You can't rest, you can't sleep. So I was 81 in 2016. It took me 81 hours to finish it. But I finished it, and I still hold that record. Well, then I said, man, now I got 2 world records. I need to figure out what I can do next year. Everybody said, Appalachian Trail, because Earl Schaefer was the oldest one to do it. You know who Earl Schaefer, the creator of those races. He was 78, and you'll be 82. You'll be a good record. Oh, I can't. I'm not a hiker. I never hiked on boulder. No, you can do it. So I started putting information, asking people about it, and all. Everybody would say, "You're not a hiker. Don't even think about it." That just made me mad. You know?
Yeah.
I put together a trip to hike in 2017 when I turned 82, and for some reason I pulled it off. Got that record, and then my Will came along and broke it after he got older than me. But that's pretty much why I was motivated to do it and why I did the AT.
Yeah.
Now this time it's pretty much the same thing. I'm trying to get my record back.
Yeah. Well, Age Out Loud is all about inspiring people to live a fulfilled and purposeful life at any age. So what would you say is your secret, your strategy to living a full life? Here you are, 90 years old. Most people would think that hiking anywhere at 90 years old would be next to impossible.
There are 3 things, plus 1,
Okay.
that I think people have to do if they're going to live at any age, especially into old age, and ward off disease. And I'm not a doctor now, okay? And I'm not professing that this is fact, but each of these things that I'm going to say make adrenaline flow in the body. And I think personally that flowing adrenaline probably helps ward off disease.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, 1, I'm going to look at you in the eye. You have to learn how to live a happy life. And there's no one that can tell you that.
Right.
You got to figure that out on your own, brother.
Yes, sir.
Now, people can help you, but you got to put the plan together. You got to live happy because you got to be able to get that adrenaline flowing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not happy, find a way to get happy. We could elaborate on that for a long time, but let's move on. If you really want to be happy, you got to have a good quality spiritual life.
Yeah.
That puts the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
And that's when I really got happy, is when I really started being a good quality spiritual Christian.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that as well.
But I'm not professing Christianity. I'm just saying, don't be extreme on either end or either side, but have a good quality spiritual life. 3, got to stay active. And I'm looking at you in the eye, but I don't need to look you. I need to look down there.
Uh-huh.
You need to get active
Right.
and get out of the house. I'm not knocking the gym. The gym is great, but there's nothing like getting outside and doing something, bicycling, hiking, boating, bird watching, fishing. There's tons of stuff.
Yeah.
Hunting. And if you do those three things, what else can you do? You go to your doctor. You go to your doctor and do what your doctor says,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. But you won't. If you do those three things, you won't have to go to the doctor very much. But there's still one more.
Okay.
You know what it is?
I don't.
Food.
Okay.
What you put in your stomach
Yeah.
or in your body, period, where however it goes in, makes a big difference.
Yeah. Definitely.
And it makes. I used to not put a lot of emphasis. I used to say, when I was younger, if I went to a buffet, I would probably get a small spoonful of just about every variety, everything on the table in the plate. But it's more to it than that. For my stomach to stay healthy, I have to watch what I put in it and what I put in my body, period.
Yeah.
So I definitely am not a smoker. And I grew up raising tobacco,
Okay.
and I hate the stuff. Anything like that. I do have one little bitty thing though that I like. Caramel frappe. Nobody brought me a caramel frappe up here. But I don't overdo it.
Yeah. Well, I've found that gratitude, which goes back to your first point of being happy, having an attitude of gratitude and finding things that you're thankful for in the midst of pain. We all go through pain in life, right? And we can choose to focus on the pain, or we can choose to focus on the gifts that we have and the things that we have to be thankful for. And I think that makes such a huge difference.
Another thing too, when you say don't focus on the pain, that leads me to one thing that I tell everybody that goes with me on the expeditions. We focus on the positive. Now, some things you say, oh, some things are negative. You can't. You can find something positive in any situation. You throw away the negative and look at the positive.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
And that's important.
Yeah.
I try to do that. Really try to do that.
Yeah. Well, Michelle and I were hiking the Foothills Trail earlier, and her pack broke and the frame was digging into her back. And I was saying, if I could find a fishing pole, I think I could lash that and I could fix it. And I was looking for a fishing pole. And then one night it was really hot. So we were hiking after dark. It starts pouring down rain, and we're walking into pouring rain with our headlamps. And we finally get to the campsite. And they're laying on the campsite on a bench with this aluminum tent peg, which worked way better than and then it quit raining. We set up our tents. We slept in the dry. And I mean, it's just, provision comes to you when you need it.
Yeah,
and
it does.
You
just got to find it.
And if that doesn't give you a belief in God and being out here in this beautiful creation, then I don't know. I think people aren't paying attention.
I agree with you 100%. I really honestly think that if I'd have taken 2 more steps and whoa, somebody protected me there, something happened. I mean, it happens that way all the time.
And that was a big rattlesnake.
Well, I didn't have anything to put as a reference to, but he had 13 rattles, so that's pretty good size.
Yeah.
Beautiful. These eastern rattlers are pretty.
Yeah.
They really are beautiful snakes.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me.
Well, I love your beard.
Well, thank you.
Maybe somebody get a picture and send it to you and I here. Okay.